Today's episode of the Goldcast is sponsored by What a Difference a Week Makes. It's not even a week. I was on here, I think Wednesday or Thursday night, and I was talking about to you guys how I had this calming, strange confidence that the Warriors are going to win, but without a doubt they were going to lose Game 6 on Friday. And I couldn't have been more wrong about Game 6. I had this, and I talked about it, I had this strange, calm confidence. There was a part of me that said, for some reason, KD going out solidifies our win against Houston in a way that if he stayed, wouldn't have. And I can't even explain it, and I talked about it on the last podcast, and here we are. But they won Game 6, and now we go in. Portland comes into to San Francisco. I'm already projecting that they're in the city. Portland comes into Oakland and comes here, and we thoroughly defeat them 116-94. We're going to talk about it after the intro. But first, if this is your first time listening to the Goldcast, well, first of all, welcome. Second of all, you can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, all places where great podcasts are sold for free. You can find them there under the moniker The Goldcast. Like, subscribe, follow us. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Goldcast and Twitter at twitter.com/the_Goldcast. We're here. We're ready to go. But first, before we get started, before we get into everything that has happened in the last 5 days, we have to drop the greatest podcast intro in the game. And I'm a believer in that. That's just my thing. I'm not actually lying to you guys. I'm telling you the truth. That is my 100% resounding belief. This is the greatest intro in the game. The Goldcast. Your professor of foundalism is here. Class is in session. Let's go.
San Francisco, are you ready? This is the Goldcast.
Boom. Welcome to another edition of the Goldcast. We're the voice of the Bay. I'm your host, Rudy Third, and with me is you, as always. I know, I've been promising Raymond Salisa first. He will be back at some point, but he's just not here today. But I am here, Rudy Salisa Third, your professor of fanalism. Class is in session. Let's go. What can I say that already hasn't been said on 150,000 different sports outlets? What can I tell you possibly that hasn't been said? Well, let me come at this from the fan perspective, because that's what we do on the Goldcast. Here we are. Can any of you tell me, any of you diehard San Francisco Bay Area sports fan natives tell me that with 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt, you believed Houston was going to lose that game on Friday, Game 6? I only know one Warriors fan that believed it, and it was my cousin Brian, and he's ridiculous, hilarious, and a little crazy, and I didn't even believe him. I thought, there's no way. This is bullshit. No way. Pardon my French. If the kids are here, you might want to move them out for 1 second, because there are going to be a lot of expletives, possibly. I did not believe the Warriors were going to win Game 6. I told you that from the get. I said that last week. I did say that I was maybe unrealistically confident. There was a calm. I talked about it in the intro. There was a calm. I believed they were going to be fine. And somehow they pulled this out. The Warriors banded together in Game 6 like I couldn't believe. And then Game 5, halfway through Game 6, when Curry hadn't dropped a single point and they were still tied at halftime, it was a wrap. I mean, this was a unequivocal wrap. It was done. So here's what I can say, because I like to drop the fan perspective. That's my favorite thing. I'm a professor of fanalism. It's what I do. The Latino Lando's in the house. Here we go. Goldcast Nation, let's make it happen. If any one of you beautiful SOBs try to tell me that you thought Golden State was going to win Game 6, you are an effing liar. Look, I'm editing myself. Maybe the children are still in the room. You are a liar. Don't even pretend to tell me for 1 second that you thought Golden State was going to win this game, because there was no way they were going to win. They weren't supposed to. How does this go in the NBA? The best player goes down. You go on the road with arguably the second or third best team in the NBA in the league. The real NBA Finals is in front of you. Your best player goes down. You are supposed to lose that game. At least by 5, 10, or 15. And they don't. They win. Now, we all agreed. Every single Golden State Warrior fan, Dub Nation, come on. We all thought the Warriors were going to win Game 7. No question. No question. We all thought that. But then they win Game 6, and they shocked the world. And then Steve Kerr says, what does he say? This team is historic. This is historic. We're about to go on a 5-year run. You know the last team to go on a 5-year run? That was in the 70s with the Boston Celtics. Okay? Not even the Jordan Bulls went 5 years straight. They took 1 year off, 1 year and a half in between. They're 3-3. What is happening right now is historic. And I don't care if KD comes back in the series against Portland. This is historic. This is the kind of thing that 30 years from now, they're going to do documentaries talking about when the Warriors without KD went into Houston and beat that team. This is what we're looking at. This is why you listen to the Goldcast. These are the moments. This is why we get together. This is why we have a Goldcast. This is why we have a podcast, so that we can rally around these moments. Because this entire decade, if you are a San Francisco Bay Area sports fan, this entire decade has been littered with these kind of moments. San Francisco Giants, dynasty every even year. This to me is that 2014. We're going to rally behind Bumgarner. We're going to make the impossible happen. We saw elimination twice and still got through. We should have been kicked out of the 2014 season, and we fought back to make it happen. This is it. You're seeing it right now. Jim Harbaugh brought those 49ers 3 NFC championships in a row. We only won 1. Arguably should have definitely won 2011. 2013 was a toss-up. Whoever had home field advantage was going to win. Seattle had home field advantage. That's all she wrote. That was the real Super Bowl. This decade, I'm going to put it in the full perspective. This decade has been the most epic run I have ever seen in my life for San Francisco Bay Area sports. I'm going to drop it, and we aren't even done with the NBA playoffs yet. This is the most epic run of all time in San Francisco Bay Area sports. I don't care what area you've lived in. Nothing defeats this. If you're a San Francisco Bay Area sports fan, I can't talk about Oakland. I can talk about the A's. I can talk about the Raiders. You know why? Because I don't care. I'm not an A's fan. I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm a 49ers, Giants, and Warriors fan. Those are my alliances. The only reason you're listening to this podcast right now, the only reason you're listening to the Goldcast right now is because that's where we lie. This has been the most incredible run I've ever seen in my life. And I lived through the entire 5 Super Bowls for the 49ers. I was a baby in the beginning of it. My earliest memory for the 49ers is the 88 Super Bowl when they defeated the Bengals. My father put me in his car. We drove down Mission Street, and he put out his hand, and he was high-fiving the drivers on the other side, because Mission Street literally is just a double yellow line that separates them. That is my earliest memory of Bay Area sports. Those were 5 Super Bowl wins. I've seen all those Super Bowl wins over half a dozen times. I've seen them all. We've done big retrospectives on some of those games already on this podcast. This run between the Giants, the Warriors, and even that little run we had with Harbaugh, nothing compares to this. This is the greatest era of San Francisco Bay Area sports. The only thing that breaks my heart, and all my Niner fans will agree, is that we don't have a Niner victory. We don't have a Niner Super Bowl. Even just that one in 2012 would have just made this the cherry on top, the most perfect run we've ever had. The most perfect run we've ever had. It's only missing a Vince Lombardi trophy. But my God, We are on the verge of seeing 7 trophies in this city from 2010 to 2019. 7 trophies? I'm Rudy Solis III. I've said this many times. I've probably never talked about Rudy Solis Sr. So Rudy Solis Sr. is my father's father. My father's Rudy Solis Jr. I'm going to just drop it on you guys. Rudy Solis Sr., he moved into the city. He immigrated here in 1959 from the country of Nicaragua. All right? Didn't speak a lick of English. Ended up making enough money, bought a home in San Francisco, sold that home in the mid-90s, moved to a little suburban town named Tracy to be closer to my father. My father's a CFO of a company. We built our entire life in this state, in and around the San Francisco Bay Area, in the Valley. My grandfather came with nothing but the clothes on his back and ended up owning and selling a home from San Francisco, one of the most expensive cities in the country to this day. My grandfather was a Giants and an A's fan. My father he came into sports through the 49ers and then became a Giants and an A's fan. My dear old grandfather, Rudy Solis Sr., he passed away in 2008, having never seen a World Series, an NBA Finals, or a 6th Super Bowl ring from the 49ers. But I'm telling you right now, if he was alive today to see what we've done, maybe I'm being over dramatic, maybe not, but this is a podcast, a Goldcast for the fans, by the fans, to talk about the fan perspective. And here we are on the cusp against Portland. So what happens today? Because I got super hyped. Let's talk about what's happening today. Blazers at the Warriors. Final score 94-116. The team goes off again. Steph with 36, Clay with 26, Dre with 12, and once again, the bench comes through. This is what's amazing. Like I said on Thursday or Wednesday, I don't even know when the F I released that podcast. I'm so much emotion right now. I'm so hyped. I'm so pumped. The Warriors, when KD went down, I was strangely calm. And you know who else was? The Warriors. And you know who else was? So much of Dub Nation. Because this was their opportunity to prove that 2015 team was not a joke. It wasn't hype. We didn't win the rest of them because of KD. We lost the 2016 one. Sure. But this was not a fluke. This wasn't a one-time thing. These guys weren't a flash in the pan because of KD. This team, the first team that won the 2015 championship, was worth every single penny. They were exactly as good as billed, and they have made it happen. I have been so calm. I was calm tonight. Were any of you actually nervous and actually believe that Portland was going to beat us at home tonight after everything we went through? No. Now, I fully expect Damian Lillard and the rest of the cast to come through super hard on game 2. I fully expect that. But this team, the Warriors right now, we're in the middle of something special. We are on the cusp, possibly. I'm not going to call our shot yet. I believe we're going to win this series, no question. I'm not going to say we're going to win the NBA Finals. I'll talk about that once we're out of the Western Conference Finals. But this team is on the cusp of something special. And this is a truly magical era to be a San Francisco Bay Area sports fan. I have never in my life experienced anything like this. This is incredible. We have a lot of international 49er fans that listen to the Goldcast. You all know who you are. You know, I'm talking right to you guys right now. I know you love the 49ers. Just go all in on everything. Because this city is special. We have won more championships than any other city this decade. I don't care about Boston. Boston is still behind us. And we take this one, we're even further ahead of Boston. The only difference between Boston and San Francisco is outside of, they have a Bill Simmons and we don't. Let's just be honest, okay? I'm trying my best. I'm trying my hardest. I'm still not a nationally syndicated podcast because I only talk to San Francisco and the San Francisco Bay Area. That's my thing. I don't care about the rest of the country. I just want to talk to my people. I want to talk to my city. I want to talk to the people that come from where I'm from. Okay? Or even if you don't come from where I'm from, that you love the city that I'm from, that you root for the teams that I root for. This is what we do all day. So I'm super hype. I am so hype right now. I am in the middle of a sports euphoria. I had been that way since Friday, and I watched the Warriors do what was considered the impossible, and then they come in today against the Portland Trailblazers and take care of business and make it happen. This is what we live for. And you're not going to hear this on any other podcast. You're not going to hear anybody talking about this on another podcast. You want to go hear analytics, go talk about analytics somewhere else. That's great. I love it. Awesome. Okay? I'm not an analytics guy. I'm a professor of fanalism. This is fanalism, baby. This is what we do. We just go crazy. We just lose our minds over amazing, great fucking sports. And it's happening right now in San Francisco. This is special. This is once in a lifetime. We'll be talking about this 50 years from now. The good old days of the early 21st century. The good old days of the 2010s to the 2020s. When the Giants had a dynasty, the Warriors had a dynasty, and the 49ers were good too. And trust me, if you don't think we're going to get a Vince Lombardi trophy in the next 2 years, you're wrong. We're going to make that happen too. I'm hype. This shit is real. San Francisco Bay Area sports. Let's go. Let's make this happen. So, Warriors were incredible tonight. I fully expect the Portland Trailblazers to be tough, super tough in game 2. All I'm going to say is, we ready. Let's go. This has been the greatest era to cheer as a fan ever. Let's go. All I hope and pray and wish, because it's always in the 49ers, that the 49ers drop us another trophy. But this is the Bay Area San Francisco hype machine. That's what this episode is. This is just a hype machine. Let's fucking go. Okay? You can listen to a bunch of other podcasts, talk about numbers and all this stuff. That's great. That's not what you're here for. You ain't tuning in the Goldcast for that. You tune in the Goldcast to hear hype fans talk about what it feels like to be a fan and be this elated, to be in the middle of this kind of run. This is special. And here we are. So let's celebrate. Here we go. Portland, I hope you're ready, because it's going to be over in 3 to 4 more games. And then we on to Milwaukee. And I don't care about Milwaukee. I don't care about Giannis. I don't care about the stats. Let's go. That's it. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to drop it. I should have been here a couple days earlier. I wasn't. But guess what? I drop a megaton bomb of nuclear fan bombs on you on a Tuesday night. You can find me on Instagram at Rudy Solis 3. You can find me on Twitter at Rudy Solis 3RD. So concludes another edition of the Goldcast. We're the voice of the Bay, the voice of the Warriors, the voice of the 49ers, the voice of the SF Giants. Let's go. This is unstoppability all day. We'll see you next time. Same Goldcast time, same Goldcast channel. I'll be here after game 2. All right? Let's do it. Goldcast, baby. Let's go.
This is the Goldcast.